YouTube, how are you guys today? I thought I should start out this video and make one quick note. I have hair. A lot of you guys asked me on Twitter and Instagram if I was bald because I wear a hat all the time, and I'm not bald. I just needed a haircut, so I've been wearing hats for a bit. So just to get that out of the way. Welcome to the video. Today we're going to be discussing FIFA 20 player prices, and I wanted to explain what price I expect out of some high-end players. So those of you that are spending FIFA points or planning to get a really meta squad by the first weekend league, I want you to know what to expect and why on some of these cards. And this will be a two-part series. So this first episode, I'll talk about some high-end players, attackers, midfielders, and defenders. And then the next episode, I plan to do it with OP cards like Martial, Rashford, Akanji, etc. So if you are interested in this series, make sure you tune in to part 1 and part 2 and subscribe below if you're new here. Let's get into it. I figured first we should start with attackers and the highest rated players in the game. So let's start first by going into Messi here. And Messi's card is really good this year. He's the top player by far. I shouldn't say by far, he's won over Ronaldo, which is unique for FIFA perspective. And this year, I think Messi's going to fit the meta a little bit more. I think that dribbling and agility is going to be a little bit more important. So I think if you can use him as a cam or even a winger in like a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1, you're going to be doing quite well with his card. I still think because of that low physicality and his weak foot being 4 stars instead of 5, I still think he's not going to hold quite as much value as Ronaldo. My price prediction for Messi is around 1 million coins as of the first weekend league. I'd say 1 million to 1.05 million. And these are PS4 prices I'm going to give. That's on my console. Xbox this year, if anything, my guess would be slightly under these prices, maybe around 5%, but they should still be really close. I'll likely give a small range for these cards for some fluctuations, and think of Xbox being on the lower side. So I think Messi's going to be 1 million coins because he's rare, he's not going to get packed a lot, and he's going to play a little bit better this year. Next, I want to go right into Cristiano Ronaldo. He's on famous Piemont Calcio. I do think he loses a little bit of value this year for a couple reasons. And firstly, I think he loses some value because he's not the top card in the game. I mean, Messi has that individually now, and I think that does lower the cost a little bit of Ronaldo. Also, people don't love Piemont. I mean, it's kind of an ongoing joke that they lost rights to Juventus, so that does lose and detract a little bit of value in my opinion. And then lastly, and most importantly, I think, for why he'll be a little bit lower, is because now Son and Mbappe have really overpowered cards, and people might upgrade different places in their team instead of getting Ronaldo. I do think first weekend league, Ronaldo will be 1.6 to 1.7 million. I still think he is the best gold card in this game. So I think it'll be 1.6 to 1.7 million. Next, I wanted to go into Neymar. Neymar is going to be as overpowered as ever. He's a FIFA favorite. He was actually my favorite card. His Team of the Year is my favorite card in FIFA 19. I was using it slightly after it came out, so not many people had endgame teams at the time, so he felt so good on the ball. He felt really overpowered. People know he's got the 5-star. So I think Neymar this year will be around 750 to 800k first weekend league. I do think he'll be dominant, and now that he links directly with Mbappe's gold card, I think it gives him a little extra value as well. So I think he'll be 750 to 800 in that range. And next I want to go into Hazard. Hazard is going to get a ones to watch. So that's going to play into my price prediction for him, and I'll explain what that does here. So when Hazard gets ones to watch, which his ones to watch card in my opinion will be over 1 million coins pretty easily, that's going to actually lift the price of his gold card. His gold card is going to be really rare. It's going to go out of packs. I assume his gold card will be 550 to 600k. And if he wasn't transferred and if he wasn't in ones to watch, I'd expect it to be lower than that. Keep in mind that those factors are playing into that estimated price. And I think he'll be 550 to 600 by that first weekend league. And I think he'll play really well this year. Next, I have to go into him, and I actually have to search him up here because we're on the attacker mindset, is Mbappe. Mbappe is one of the most desirable cards in FUT this year. If you've used him in the beta and demo, you would know why. I think that his price, whatever it is going to be justified, and I think he's going to be right under that Ronaldo tier of desirability. He's actually pretty easy to link now with Ney as well, and of course his French links 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot. So first weekend league, and this is probably one that scares people, but I think he's going to be around 950k to a million coins. I know he's an 89 and he's going to get packed a good amount and a lot more than a player like Messi, but personally, and I'm sure some of you feel the same, let me know in the comments, I would rather use Mbappe than Messi on this game, and in FIFA 19 it was the same. When Mbappe was getting some more high-end cards, I would have rather used his card than Messi, so I do think he'll be around 950k at that first weekend league. One more we have to check out, and I could have done this in the next video for meta cards, but he's closer to a top tier this year in my opinion, and that is Heung-min Son. Son has been a FIFA favorite. He's actually been one of my favorite cards since FIFA 12 or 13, I think, when he had a silver playing in the Bundesliga, and I found him and I was just crushing long shots with him. I remember yelling at it with my friends. And I love that he's gotten so good in real life, and that in FIFA he's a favorite. He's got 4-star skills and 5-star weak foot, which is going to make him one of the best strikers in the Prem this year, as well as Aguero, who got lower pace, and then Aubameyang. I think, and again, people are ridiculing me on some of this, but I'm trying to be realistic here. I think that Son could be around 500k that first weekend league. I think that people are going to choose him because he's got a lot of hype value and a lot of name value over the likes of this new Aguero card. And I'll show you Aguero here so you have a look, and you can kind of look at it and see who you'd rather use. Here's Aguero's card this year. He lost a good amount of pace, so I think personally I would choose Son over Aguero, and I would rather play Son in my team, and I'm more excited to do so. Let me know what you think down below. The other striker I'm getting a ton of questions on is actually Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And if you've played the demo and you've played the beta, I think that these really pacey strikers who also hold a decent height are going to be really expensive this year. And Abba with 4-star, 4-star, and Aguero getting a little bit worse this year, I could see this card at 450 to 475k that first weekend league. Keep in mind with the new season pass, we might not get that instantaneous coin flux from the coin bonuses that we typically have at the start, but over time, completing those milestones and objectives is really going to add up. So I think it will even out, and if not surpass it already by first weekend league in terms of how many coins are on the market. And of course, more players are on PS4 than ever this year. A decent percentage of Xbox users switched, so there's going to be pretty severe inflation happening on some of these cards. I popped back here to the top FIFA 20 players page. I wanted to go through a few midfielders with you guys. These are questions I get asked a lot about, so today's video is really what you guys wanted in terms of those high-end prices, what kind of predictions you wanted to ask me what I thought they would be. KDB is one that I got asked tons about because he is going to be a better card in this FIFA. I know that really good passers with, pretty good pace are going to be important. I think him and Modric are going to be a little bit better this year. If I had to guess at KDB's price, being 4-star skills, 5-star weak foot in the Prem, I would say first weekend league around 400 to 425k. Next, who I want to look at is definitely a FIFA favorite. You'll find him in most meta teams all the way through Team of the Year, and it's N'Golo Conte. Conte would be hurt more and with a lot of these cards as well, these cards would be hurt a lot more if prime icons were in the game from the beginning. But since they're not, players like Michael Essien's prime isn't in the game. And if Essien's prime was in the game and some of these really good CDMs or CMs like Hullet were in the game, yeah, that does bring down these values. But now these gold cards are going to also retain more value because they become some of the best of their position, and they're better than some of these mid or baby icons. So keep that in mind as well for why these prices might seem high to you. This Conte, I would expect to be around 375k for that first weekend league, just due to his links and due to his name value in FIFA. He's definitely a FIFA favorite, playing that CDM role. He's a workhorse. I expect him to be there. Next, I wanted to hop into one of his counterparts in Calcio A this year, who is Allen. And Allen, I get asked about a ton because his card looks like a tank. It looks really beastly. He has 4-star skills. He reminds me of Conte because he's not the highest, but he's going to be a workhorse again. He's a lot lower rated, and he's in a less popular league, so I don't see him retaining value anywhere near Conte, but I would expect him honestly near 150K, which is really, really high for an 85. But if you ask anyone what kind of midfield they want in the Calcio A, they'll put him in their team, and they'll put him in over Matuidi, Rabiot, etc. So I do think he could see around 150K for that first weekend league, maybe 125 in that range. It seems price-wise that you guys are far more interested in attackers and midfielders than defenders, but I did want to touch on a couple of defenders here. And first, we have to go with the legend VVD. Fantastic player, fantastic year, UCL champion. And not only that, one of the best gold cards I've seen to start a FIFA. He's going to be the most desired center back by far this year, especially without those prime icons. He's in the most popular league. He's a high rating. So this one I'm going to estimate on the high end as well. I'm going to say he's around 600K for that first weekend league. I know that seems crazy high. It would be probably the highest a center back has seen for the first weekend league, but I don't see a card like this being anywhere under 400K, and I don't think it should be when he's by far the best. People that add on FIFA points, and if they see this card and they can fit him in their team, they're going to buy him because he plays like a monster on the beta and on the demo. So I think he's going to be the most desired center back by far this year. Next, I wanted to look at someone who is one of the closest center backs to VVD. I know that VVD is faster. He's a little bit better in foot as well in general. But Coulibaly got a nice upgrade this year. He's had a really good season with Napoli. He's going to play really good in FIFA. And not only that for Coulibaly, he has amazing links. He now links with Manolas and Allen as well. So people will definitely try to link them all together and use that trio whenever they can. So I think that pushes up his value a little bit more. And I would say for first weekend league, I could see him being 275K. I hope this video sheds some light on where I think the market is heading this year and what realistic prices that you might see for first weekend league. I'm not saying that I'm right. These are just predictions, but I tried to give you my logic and reasoning as to why. I did look at FIFA 19 graphs on some of these cards previously, and I am going higher than any total I saw on FIFA 19. But I think the market will be higher than ever this year because of that season pass as well. You have to take that into account when looking at these prices, and I also think that the PS user base increasing is going to cause really severe inflation all the way up until late October, but that first weekend league will see a pretty good jump in prices as well. If you guys like these videos, make sure you let me know in the comments because I can continue it for things like new icons if you guys want to see that. I'm not sure how you'll enjoy these videos, so do let me know and make sure to subscribe below if you're new here. Episode 2 will be out shortly. Thanks for tuning in.